Usually, meowing just isn't a trigger for concern. Some cats, notably Siamese, meow greater than others, says Dr. Jeff Levy, a Manhattan-based veterinarian, and licensed veterinary acupuncturist. And it is doubtless your feline can even use meowing to coach you to do his bidding in the course of the night time like mine has. Cats use meowing to speak with each people and different cats. In case your cat is at all times talkative, then that is most likely simply his nature and nothing to fret about. Nonetheless, modifications in your cat's depth, kind, or frequency of meowing can really be an indication that one thing is amiss. It is as much as you to learn these alerts and spot modifications that could be telling you it is time for a vet to go to. Causes of extreme meowing.
Adjustments in meowing may be related to quite a few medical situations, akin to hyperthyroidism, hypertension, or laryngeal, voice field illness. In response to Dr. Courtney Marsh, founding father of BCCB Pet Clinic in Richmond, Virginia, there are additional cases that will represent an emergency, like a urinary tract blockage. Many cats will vocalize loudly and constantly within the litter field as a result of that situation as so painful. Elevated meowing can be an indication of misery related to neurologic perform, akin to within the case of senility and mind issues, particularly if it happens in older cats. For instance, cats with cognitive dysfunction usually meow extra as a result of their harassed and confused. Cognitive dysfunction is actually akin to dementia in people, so the precise causation for elevated meowing is not identified. Usually, cats with dementia will present elevated confusion, disorientation, and a decreased consciousness of their environment.
Basically, any medical situation that leads to bodily or psychological discomfort could trigger cats to meow greater than they've previously. Paying consideration to cat sounds. Wholesome cats meow for a lot of causes: to ask for food, to demand consideration or petting, or to remind you to open the door for them. In addition to 20 years as a house call veterinarian, I've heard each sort of meow you possibly can think about. The truth is, I hear my very own cat, Asti Spumandi, vocalize each night time, attempting to squeeze in an additional feeding or simply wanting consideration. But there's an apparent distinction between the standard meowing your cat makes use of to speak to you and the meowing of a pet in misery. Once I hear an affected person howling or moaning in a deep, guttural voice, I do know there's a critical medical downside. That is the sound made by cats in end-stage kidney illness, or with a blood clot, or in an altered psychological state.
It will possibly additionally sign traumatic harm, akin to being hit by an automotive or a damaged leg as a result of a fall. It signifies actual struggle. When to fear about meowing. Relating to meowing, it is what your cat is doing in a different way which may matter essentially the most. Meowing in cats is rather like barking in canines. Some canines bark on a regular basis on the littlest issues and others hardly bark in any respect. So, in case your cat has modified its habits in any respect, it's worthwhile to talk together with your vet. For instance, in case your cat immediately begins meowing at you on a regular basis, or vocalizing when leaping on and off furnishings, or vocalizing when being dealt with, all of those might be a sign of one thing happening. Meowing that immediately turns into louder or softer, extra frequent, or modifications pitch or tone is also a sign that one thing is amiss. You recognize your cat greatest.
Once you see modifications in habits, patterns of exercise, or vocalizations they produce, these need to be warning indicators. Look ahead to different indicators of sickness. If the modifications in meowing are as a result of a medical downside, chances are high you will discover different signs as nicely. Widespread indicators that may be delicate and simple to miss embody a change in exercise degree or urge for food, a change in gait or expression, and even modifications within the place of the ears or tail, Levy says. Blissful, energetic cats who immediately turn out to be very quiet and both sleep so much or simply need to be left alone could be telling you one thing's off. When you see modifications in grooming or interplay with you and different pets in the home, then the meowing modifications may also have extra significance. Click the link in the video description to learn the behavior of your cat and understand her wishes.